All right, guys, so we're here in the Mountain Ash in Beulaville, North Carolina. We're at our Down East Homes of Beulaville location. We have this beautiful kitchen to talk to you about some different ideas that we're going to be helping you through the process. We're going to kind of talk today a little bit about the starting process and how to get started in your home buying process, how to do the application, what you need to do prior to coming in, everything like that. But I do want to introduce Brandon. He's the manager. He's been here for a while. He's been with the company for a long time. I think since it started with your dad, right?
Yes, sir.
So
years.
This is
working 18.
Right. So this is Brandon. He knows a lot more about the industry than I do, but I did want to just come in and do a quick Q&A. So what would your advice be to a customer that is brand new, never looked at a home, never been through the home buying process? What's some tips and some things that you could give them to get started on the process, even before they even walk on our lot or anything like that?
Well, first thing definitely is visit Down East Homes of Beulaville. Got plenty of homes for you to see. Be glad to help you. You don't have to have anything to come to our lot and visit our homes and see what could happen. If you could get an idea of what your credit score was, that'll help. If you have an idea of the area you want to live in, access to land or not, things of those nature will definitely help when you come in to give us an idea of what you're looking for, what you're expecting, and what you need for your new home.
Okay, so you mentioned land, and I'll kind of pick on that for a second. A lot of people, not everybody, but I think a lot of people, they want to build new. They want to have a new home because it comes with warranties and it's brand new. You don't have to do any remodeling, stuff like that. And that's where kind of we come in, is we're kind of the affordable option for that. Yes. We're a lot less than stick builders. So with that coming into play, with land, if you have a customer that just doesn't have land, doesn't have family, that aren't very lucky on the family side, that the family has given them land, how do you go about doing that, and how do you help customers that don't have land?
We will go to work for you. We'll look for land. We deal with any farmer, any relative, any land seller, any realtor, anyone that has access to the land. We'll help you with the contract to purchase the land. We also like to make sure the land's been perked, that it will hold a 3 or 4, 5 bedroom home. So you have the proper septic tank that you need, get a price on the water taps, all those things, so you know up front what this cost is going to be for you, and not just being the blind going into the lot that you've picked out. We have access to several realtors we deal with, and we know locally in the surrounding counties of land that is for sale. We have people bring us land for sale so we can help them sell it. So we have that option also. Okay,
cool. So say we found the land, we know where we want to be, we know basically what county we want to be in, so we come in and we're ready to get the process started. We all know that everything is, unless you're paying cash, which we love the cash customers, but anyway, unless you're paying cash, most people have to do financing. So when it comes to financing, the application process, I know that the application isn't that long, but once you guys submit the application, and maybe you could kind of touch on home only versus land home packages, how long it takes to either hear back, or once that we do hear back that you are approved, then how long after that before we can actually order the home and get the process rolling?
So with the application process, we have applications in-house that you can fill out. We have banks that we deal with of your choosing, as long as you look and choose which bank you'd like to be with. Home onlys, you usually have an answer within 24 hours of the financing availability for you, your down payment, what your payments are, and everything. If the house you've chosen is too much or your payment's too much, there's several options to resend it to the bank and have more options for another house, or take off instead of brick, do skirting, or something of that nature to lower your prices. Home onlys are great for people that have land, for people that have family land they can put it on, or have a rented lot, something of that nature. So that's kind of how the home onlys work. Now, if you're going land home, same principle. We usually can get an answer within 28 to 48 hours with land home, depending on which bank you choose. However, the process is a little lengthier. We do have to order an appraisal. and there's usually footers that have to be dug, shear wall, stuff of that nature has to be done. So the land home process tends to take a little longer than the home owning process. Does that answer you?
Yeah, it does. It does. And just to let everybody know too that we're not the bankers. We don't do the lending. We don't talk interest rates. We don't talk payments. So I know that that's what everybody's looking for when they see a house that's say $140,000. They're like, well, what's my payment going to be? We don't know. As the salespeople here, and I've been in sales myself, it's just every person and every situation is different because we don't know exactly what kind of interest rate you can get, you know, all those kind of things. So we would love to be able to give you that information, but the best thing is to start off with a banker, either of your choice, and if you don't have anybody in mind, of course, we could recommend some people that we've worked with in the past. So with all that being said, after the application process is done, say, woohoo, we got approved. So we know we're going to move to 123 Main Street. We know we're going to buy this house. We know we're going to put it on the property. Once all that process gets started, we know what route we're taking, I guess you could say. After that happens, just a general ballpark, and this will be our last question of the day, but just a general ballpark of, say, a land home package. On best case scenarios, about how long does it take once you order the house? And I know every manufacturer, and a lot of people don't know this, but every manufacturer is different with their lead times. Some manufacturers are 2 to 3, 4 weeks out. Some are a little longer than that. It just depends. And of course, they will let you know that up front whenever you're ordering the house. But say the house is here. Once the house is on your property, then about how long before we can actually move in?
We do have, I want to touch on the manufacturers. We do have several manufacturers that have lengths of time, 2 to 3 weeks out, 4 to 6 weeks out, depends on which manufacturer. It also depends on single wide, double wide, or modular. Once the house hits your lot, we like to put 30 days on a single wide, 45 on a double wide, and 60 days on a modular. Yeah. That's what our service guy likes to try to stick to and try to do. Does it always happen? Absolutely not. Does it happen quicker? It does that too. So that's the time frame we try to stick to. If we're doing garages or porches, large porches or garages, the time may be lengthened, though we try to have that included in our time frame too, because we know it's coming. So that gives you a general idea of what it takes. Like I say, and it varies greatly. Weather is the biggest variable. I
was going to point that out.
Weather is the biggest
variable.
Weather
is a big thing.
Inspections processes too. Some inspections offices are now taking 10 to 12 to 20 days to get a permit, where other inspections places like Dublin County, I can pull a permit today. If we go into Pender, it's an all online process, and we're at the mercy of Pender County releasing our permit.
Okay. And see, these are things that we want you guys to know. There is so many different variables in new construction because we are at the mercy of so many different variables, like he mentioned, the weather, the inspectors. There's so many different variables. But the timeline he suggested is one we try our best to stick to. Like he said, does it always get there? No. But we try our best to get to that as best we can. So if that kind of answers everybody, these are just kind of frequently asked questions when we get customers in for the first time that haven't ever been. These are just kind of real simple. We're going to do more videos like this, more in depth and detail. We might get one with a lender and more, you know, one of our site guys. Brandon actually used to be a site guy, so he knows a lot of that end of the business as well. So there's just so many more videos we do want to do on all of our Facebook pages and here in Beulaville. But we thank you guys for tuning in, and if you have any more questions that you have not heard us answer, or if you have any more that you just want to know, please comment down below and we'll try to comment back on everybody's post. And I thank you for answering some questions today. Again, this is Brandon. We're in Beulaville we're right off of Highway 24 in Beulaville, North Carolina. You can't miss us. We're right on the main road. We've got a ton of houses here to tour, and we've also toured a lot of them on their Facebook page as well. So come see us. Come in and take a look at everything. Again, our number and everything will be right here, and I'll also put it in the video as well. So we'll see you next time. And we'll see you next time.